Dems are switching sides in droves right now. It's low-hanging fruit. We're going to talk about how, as Trump supporters, okay, believers in Trump, how to conduct ourselves. Let's talk about that a little bit because I tend to get, pissed. So I always have like a throttle restraint. It's just constant restraint because otherwise the Hulk comes out, it gets personal. So there's still a ton of people with Trump deranged syndrome, TDS, right? Now we've got Elon deranged syndrome, EDS, Doge deranged syndrome, DDS. And all it is because people are psyoped, for one. And our eyes have been open. A lot of people's eyes have been opened, such as Elon himself, Joe Rogan, just tons of people. Eyes are opening up. People who want to know the truth, it's not too hard to find, especially right now. It's so obvious. And so, how should we best conduct ourselves? Okay, this is important. Real quick, first, I want to give a huge shout out to Ryan Matta here, who did, and I'm going to straight up cover this entire documentary. So he did, this is an absolute must watch. Ryan Matta Media right there. It's at Ryan, RYAN, Matta, MATTA Media on Twitter. So you can watch it for free. Is exposing how the government and U.S. aid has been funneling our tax dollars into cartels in the human sex trade. We've been talking a lot about U.S. aid. So there's people waking up, we're going to go over it, who are just like, what is the deal with these Democrats? It's like, wait, Elon was a part of the whole Trump campaign. People, yes, did vote for Elon. People who voted for Trump and Elon want the waste out of our government gone. They wanted an audit. They wanted our government to get audited. Now that he's actually doing it, and he's doing it beyond what our wildest dreams ever could imagine, because he has a bunch of prodigies in there dissecting literally millions of shell companies merged with NGOs, non-government organizations, along with all the shady things going on. And it's just being literally exposed in real time, the proof straight up. And everybody's talking about it. Okay. And so then they see the response going on with the Dems just melting down. The Dems are just melting down, acting like lunatics over this. And so they're like, wait, so, and that's always what I do. I'll just go comment on a lot of the Dems posts that are freaking out over Elon being a Nazi and all the nonsense that people say. Elon's a Nazi and just all the crazy talk, literal crazy talk. There's zero substance to anything that any of these politicians are saying. Senator Warren, Chucky Schumer, any of them. They're all lunatics. So people are like, wait, I'll just say it kind of seems like you don't want us to audit our government. Like you don't want taxpayers to know where our taxpayer money's going. It's a simple question. We'll get into that because we want to avoid, I see a lot, online everywhere, avoid just, it's hard not to be like, you stupid, dumbass motherfuckers, open your eyes, you sheep being led to a slaughter. You're like a moth to a flame. It gets personal. You have to be an absolute moron to still be a lefty at this point, right? It's just hard not to get personal. And especially for me, I'm just like, it's a justice-driven right versus wrong type mindset. And so I just get real sucked in to a lot of people aren't wired like that. It's not about truth and facts. It's like how they feel. They're just kind of like living their lives, and they're pre-programmed. They're psyoped into actually believing the media. They're psyoped into believing, which we're going to go over the psyops in the media examples. But people get so duped so easily and are just like, Trump's a Nazi. Oh my God. And so it's hard not to just come at it hard. Like, you idiot, open your eyes. Hello? What do you do? Just like my sister, she's total type A personality, and she'll Google something for 2 minutes. And obviously Trump is a douchebag and he's such a bad guy and he's only out for himself and he only cares about his ego, obviously. So he's just a villain who needs to be destroyed at all costs. And so they literally just spend zero time whatsoever actually looking into anything. And then to top it off, they just watch CNN and the liberal media over and over and over again, and literally still are convinced in their mind that they're moderate and things like that, when they're actually pretty far lefties, because they're psyoped. Okay. But right now, more than ever, is the best time. It's low-hanging fruit right now. It's so easy. People are coming over in droves. No kidding. So, okay. So how to deal with this? Well, for one, this right here, Ryan Matta, baby, this documentary is a perfect segue. It's literally exposing that our government has been funding cartels in the human sex trafficking trade. And it's absolute unequivocal evidence and proof for 2 hours straight. And it's undeniable. Like, you just watch the thing and it's undeniable. It's obvious. It's undeniable. So you watch that and you're just like, yeah, USAID, our government's been funding this. Okay. And I'm going to cover this more. You watch it for free. He's got another one I'm going to watch tonight. Okay. So, okay. But here's what I constantly have to tell myself. Right now, you don't want to be a dick. You don't want to be a Trump supporting douchebag. And I see it all the time. And they're literally just relaying my own sentiments. Like, you dumbass, you must be the biggest, dumbest, stupidest motherfucker out there. You'll just see it's just very direct, cutting, harsh, hard statements that are made. And then it's, that, you just go in and kick somebody in the balls. They're not going to hear you out. Instead of, just coming at it like, first of all, this documentary, so at the end of the day, let's just summarize the whole point of this is just stick with facts. You speak the truth and don't let your emotions get involved and back away. Just speak the truth. Let them criticize and say all the stupid shit they're going to say to the truth. And then you can respond back and speak the truth again. But don't make it personal and keep it cool. It almost never goes well when it gets all personal. So, okay. So that's the basis of what I want to say. So how to go about that, asking questions like, don't you think it's good for the taxpayers to know, what our government's doing? Like, and how our tax dollars are being spent? Ask a question and, they might be like, still come at you hard. It's like, there's so much hate on the left. They're literally fueled by hate, blind hatred. And they would literally say that about the right, which is the Communist Manifesto. That's what the Nazis preached. You literally do what you're doing. You accuse them of what you're doing. So it's like all of it. Who's the racist? Nope. It's not white supremacy. There's a lot of racism of blacks against whites. We've got endless evidence of that. There's no real hard, like you don't ever see. They have to literally manufacture videos, fake videos, or have FBI informants paid by USAID, like Antifa, even, and George Soros, who, by the way, is all part of USAID. It's all coming out. Even Black Lives Matter, USA, $27 million. They pre-programmed the world to hate whites. So the black community is duped into feeling like they're inferior, feeling like whites hate them, feeling like white supremacy is literally the biggest issue we're dealing with in this country, which is obvious nonsense. Okay. But it's a psyop. It's a mind hack that they've done. So it ends up, what happens is stirring up race wars, stirring up hatred. Okay. And we've seen a lot of that. So, okay. So you don't want to respond in kind. It's never works. You do want to be honest, speak the truth, and be direct. Yes. And it might be offensive. You just speak the facts, though. You keep your emotions out of it and let them criticize and say whatever stupid shit they're going to say. And they will unequivocally come at you with your brainwash. You're an extreme right winger. You're a conspiracy theorist right winger. To just say literally, if you just go on Facebook or something, or you go on Twitter, depending on your circle, all you have to do is just talk about the facts of what our government is spending their money on, and you'll immediately get accused of, you'll have your friends say things like this. I had a lawyer buddy say this: don't ever take someone's word for what an actual government document says. Look it up for yourself, which is literally what I do. I straight from the source. And he was saying this actually in response to, he said that the condoms, $50 million of condoms to Gaza was debunked in 10 minutes. And I was like, really? Where'd you get that? And then this was his response. Right-wing internet influencers are just as dishonest as traditional legacy media. And that's very true. Do your research yourself. Okay, which is literally what I spend 16 to 18 hours a day doing. Okay. And so it's like, I'm just thinking like, whoa. So I immediately took it to mean that he's saying this literally came from the White House itself. Literally, the $50 million for condoms in Gaza literally came from the White House. So it's a big statement to say you debunked it in 10 minutes. It's not right wing. So now I realize it's typical type A personality stuff. He doesn't even know. I've seen that clip literally 1,000 times. Everybody plastered it everywhere. And he didn't even know that the condoms in Gaza actually came from the White House. He actually thought this just came from right-wing internet influencers. That's how out of touch he actually is. But he's the one who thinks he's doing the research. So he did post some research that he did, and I don't know what the hell it's from, but it did cause me to look a little deeper into this. And the truth actually is, get this. The truth actually is that from 2016 to 2022, American tax dollars purchased $158 million worth of condoms and lube. Get this. The USAID, and this is actually from the USAID themselves. They disclose this. The USAID Global Health Supply Chain Program Procurement and Supply Management Project procured a total value of $158.1 million in condoms and lubricants. So the total consists of $118 million for male condoms, $32.8 million for female condoms, and nearly $7 million for lube. And it's right from USAID. And it's from, this is a, pulling this from, this is a journalist. So, which that, is funny. What you'll see a lot of times, even with these type A personalities, this is a perfect example of a type A personality, lawyer, high IQ, acts like, so what a type A personality does is they act like they do the research and they act like they've dotted their I's and crossed their T's. But actually, they're, and my sister's this exact same way. She sounds all professional and like she's done her due diligence and she's done her research, but actually she did a 2-minute Google search. That's the God honest truth when you dissect it, because when the rubber meets the road, I posted all these things that we're finding, all the corruption, all the government, all the stats, all the numbers, and they'll say, please, sources, please. And I'll literally bombard them with straight from the horse's mouth sources, the actual guys, the actual documentation from the Doge Twitter, and I'll post a gazillion things and they won't even look at it. That is the actual truth. So this is very typical and it can be very frustrating. My sister's the worst with this. She'll literally say, where's the proof? And then you just send her the gobs of proof, even if it's overwhelming proof. and she'll just be like, right-wing conspiracy, or whatever. This is Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, straight up. It's real. And they've been completely and utterly psyoped. And they literally don't even spend 15 minutes a day looking into anything at all whatsoever. It's confirmation bias. They'll watch the liberal news, and then they'll watch a few different liberal news stations that are literally saying the same thing. As we've seen today, more has been released from USAID exposing the hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars our tax dollars went to the media. And we know exactly what it went there for. It's all the documentation is there. And a lot of the gurus are just exposing it. Stuff is it's endless all day, every day. Okay. So the best way to handle it, all we can really do is just respond in kindness, but with facts. And you have to speak the truth and don't tippy-toe around. Don't be afraid to offend, but do it with kindness and just speak the truth, no emotion. Then there's a chance that their eyes could get opened, and it might not happen for years. But at least you don't burn the bridge. What happens is bridges get burned and you just kind of make it worse. You push them away. Okay. So there's some awesome videos. Okay. Never in my life will I ever be a Democrat again. I will never, ever support the Democratic Party again after seeing all this misappropriation of funds, right? So a lot of even smart people are in echo chambers. They literally just have no idea they have no idea what actually happens. They're 100% just going off things they hear. But then they'll tell you, like my buddy did here, that I'm just listening, to right wingers out here and just echoing the information. No, actually. Now, initially, I thought on this 50 million in condoms, I actually thought maybe he knows something I don't know. I'm always open if he's got some kind of evidence that Doge in the White House is skewing this information. That is a conspiracy. Okay. And that's what a lot of people are saying. It's a conspiracy, though. That's literally the conspiracy. The truth is all the documentation we're seeing of all the fraud, endless, all day, every day, plastered all over the world. Okay. That's the truth. So the conspiracy is that they're drumming this information up and falsifying data, etc., etc. Okay, so I thought maybe this guy knows. He's a lawyer, real smart guy. Maybe he knows something that none of us know, and that the White House is skewing the information, and that Doge themselves aren't properly reading the government documents. That's literally what he said. Even though, to be honest, I spent so much time trying to read these damn documents, and it just actually is unproductive. I don't know what the hell I'm ever looking at. Going down these rabbit trails of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of shell companies and NGOs where all this money's going. And it's like, and then my brain is melting by the end of the day. And it's actually, you know what? You know, you can look, but it's just, I didn't even find it helpful. So anyways, okay. All right. This is low hanging fruit right now, lower than it's ever been in my lifetime to have. So it's important to put an emphasis on yourself, to have peaceful conversations with people and just speak the truth, reasonable, logical truth. And then I'm always open-minded. Like in this case, maybe he is proving that this whole Doge thing is a scam. I'm all ears. Let's see it. I'll hear you out. But always what happens is they don't have the time of day to deal with it, to look at it. They don't actually do any research at all. I don't know what the hell. He did pull up some documents, and he was looking at like condom shipments on some kind of government site, even maybe. And he found only $50,000 worth of condoms. That was debunked in 10 minutes. It's like, okay, really? So you're saying that, well, wait, you're saying that Caroline Leavitt, who spoke that in the press conference to the whole world in her very first press conference she ever did, is completely skewing information and misleading the public. I wouldn't doubt anything, because that's what the Democrats have done. And that's what tons of politicians have done our whole lives. So, I mean, that's certainly not out of the realm. But at the same time, right now, no, I think it's spot on. It's very transparent. Documentation, endless. They're literally creating systems where we can see in real time where all of our tax dollars are going, and they're exposing it to the world. Like, so no, I actually think it's spot on. And so it is a big statement to say you debunked this in 10 minutes. Let's hear it. That's what I said. I mean, all I said is, really? Debunked it? Like, what do you mean? Like, where did you find that? And so that's when he just kind of like let me have it about not just listening, and with his hip shot response, who has no idea, who literally didn't even know. That it's apparent to me now that Caroline Leavitt actually came out and said that. That he literally thought I just got it from right-wing people. And it's just some rumor lie that's debunked. No, it actually came. So that's when you know tons of people. Now, there are people that actually do want the evidence to things, and they'll actually look at it. And that's when I'll respect the conversation. But it's a totally different conversation when it's just someone who's literally indoctrinated, who thinks that you're indoctrinated. Okay. So the best hope for your sake is to detach your emotions. And that takes a training. It's like a training. We have to get unemotional and just speak facts and be cool. Keep it cool. Okay. And if you do this right, there is a host of people waking up, baby. They're waking up from darkness and death. Let's go right here.
Never in my life will I ever be a Democrat again. And I can't say about the rest of politics, but I'm gonna say this: just because I'm saying I'm on one side doesn't mean I'm another side. You don't know much about me, and you don't know much about politics. I'm gonna say this: I will never ever support the Democratic Party again after seeing all this misappropriation of funds. But all Democrats care about are like pushing their heads up with like DEI and they're racist. But y'all misappropriating funds. At the end of the day, no matter if you're white, black, yellow, red, black, green, blue, orange, whatever the colors you are, the rainbow. I don't care. We all pay taxes. And the fact is that you were misappropriating funds and mishandling our tax money. I care more about that than I ever care about my race, DEI, or anything like that. Y'all can call me the C word that rhymes with moon. I don't give a fuck. That is more important. My bag is more important to me, and where that shit is going is more important to me than my race. Don't give a damn. Releases DEI and releases Yahtzees and all this stuff. I don't give a fuck. Y'all taking our money and using it for craziness and balloon popping and all this stuff and bubble wraps and $600 million on sushi and $50 million on condoms in Gaza and misappropriating funds. I am not with it. U.S. aid, all this stuff. Y'all were paying celebrities to represent Ukraine. Like, I can't ever be a Democrat ever in my life. Oh, and the whole AP political thing. The fact that y'all were paying journalists or paying AP off, which is the Associated Press off, so they could write nasty things about a candidate. That tells me biased media in itself. Like, I can never, ever, 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 ever. I'm glad they are uncovering the nastiness that the Democratic Party is doing. But no, the other side is racist. I don't give a fuck. And their favorite word, anti-black.
Anti-black. Okay, we're going to go over. In fact, let's just do it right now. I'll come back to this. So it's important to know these are just phenomenal. I'm going to show you 3 real short videos, phenomenal videos of how Psyops happen. This, again, must watch. Ryan Matta. So eye-opening. I'm going to just show it on the channel. I think I'm just going to air it. I've been debating if I should do it at like 1.5x speed, maybe, so it's not as long, but I don't know. I'm still figuring that out. I'll be dropping some bombshells eventually on the human sex trafficking stuff. I was so deep in that. Okay. All right. There we are right there live. Okay. So 6,000 journalists and 700 newsrooms received U.S. aid money. It's a wonder all of them parrot the same news. Okay, so this is how psyops work.
But we are concerned.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities, Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about trouble and irresponsible, one-sided news stories
plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
So this was a psyop propaganda media campaign to convince people that it's good to fact check. Okay? It's good to have misinformation campaign. And it was a psyop. It was malicious to cancel people so they could control the narrative. Remember, Communist Manifesto 101? Those who control the narrative have all the power. That's how they duped 95% of the world, literally, into taking the vaccine that isn't a vaccine at all for COVID. That it was total BS, and all that's coming out. Everything's coming out about that vaccine, which I'm going to cover. And I think most people now are coming around, like probably 60%, I would say, of the population have their eyes have been opened on the scam of COVID was created by us, funded by us, as the evidence now shows with USAID, and the vaccine was a scam. I even saw a video today that looked legit, that people were taking the vaccines before COVID even hit in 2019. So they knew it was coming. It was to sabotage Trump. And it's like a scandal of scandals. Okay. And so a lot of people, that's another angle we can take, is you just speak the truth. Look at what these hosts of different universities and doctors and scientists are proving about the vaccine. Look at what even the life insurance actuarials now have 30 million people killed as a result of the vaccine, which in the world. So all the studies, all the science is coming out now that they literally psyoped the whole world into taking the vaccine, including little kids. Okay. So, all right. And so that's what this is about. That's what this video is, a psyop about how, and this video is so good. The rest of it, it's coming. I'm about to hit play. And it sounds so good. You know what? That's right. We can't have all these social media platforms out there. People are spewing all kinds of nonsense out there. We gotta sense this can be a problem, because someone says something and then a whole bunch of people start believing it, and they're just out there believing lies. And so we got to get in here and censor their speech. And yes, the vaccines are safe and the science is final, which is literally anti-scientific to say that. That's how they do this. It's a psyop. Okay.
Sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 Unbelievable. So, wait. So they somehow convinced the world that free speech is extremely dangerous to our democracy. Literally. No, literally. It happened. It's happened all over the world. So what a glorious, beautiful video. I've got this. I posted this recently. This is just great to share stuff like this and speak the facts. This is a psyop. It's hilarious how they all, we're literally saying the exact same thing. Sometimes it's all muddled because they're speaking in different cadences. Some people are talking slower, but they were able to make it to where you can kind of hear they're all literally saying the exact same thing. And this is the playbook. The George Soros, this is the playbook. Literally, they have an actual playbook at USAID. And this is a big part of it. This is how USAID and the CIA, which is USAID undercover, has literally hijacked countries' democracy all over the world. We've done it with our tax dollars. We were paying USAID to overthrow elections, literally, and it happened here. So a bunch more evidence came out today about the election frauds. The election fraud of all three of Trump's elections were all, there is so much coming out. There is already a ton out. We all already knew this. I did a 3.5 hour long video just going over the election fraud. But I could literally go 48 hours straight and still not cover all the fraud. And it's undeniable. But people are psyoped, right, into these narratives. There's endless evidence, endless testimony, now there's been arrests. Okay, there is tons of, even states have come out with data and numbers. Okay, several boards have investigated this and have shared the report. And of course, the left-wing media won't share that. Okay. Because because they're bought and owned. The media is bought and owned. That is very clear. So here's where this is so easy. The fruit is hanging so low because right now it's not as muddy. The water isn't as muddy. It's a lot more clear. It's just obvious. Elon Musk is above board. He's gone in there and done exactly what he said he's going to do. And they're like having a meltdown with the vaccines as the data keeps coming out. And there's literally tens of thousands of doctors that from day one didn't agree with it, lost their medical licenses, were canceled, were censored. And it's all coming out. So people are like, wait, but the media said, but this, and then if you show this documentary, it's like, wait, you mean our tax dollars are going to fund human sex trafficking? And it's undeniable proof, like rubber stamped. And literally we could do a documentary on this for 48 hours straight, just a 48-hour long movie documentary. And that still wouldn't cover very much, honestly. So of just the undeniable evidence that our government has been literally funding our tax dollars, cartels and partnerships, and been facilitating. Our government has been literally facilitating on a massive scale, trafficking hundreds of thousands of women and children. All right.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Okay. Here's another psyop. Perfect example.
The virus will hunt you out. If you are unvaccinated and the virus comes into your community, the virus will hunt you out. The virus hunts down the unvaccinated.
The virus will find the unvaccinated. That's what they all say.
And it's a virus that will find you if you're not vaccinated.
If you're unvaccinated, it will find you.
The virus is literally finding unvaccinated people.
It will find the unvaccinated.
We're seeing COVID-19 tracking down unvaccinated people.
If you're unvaccinated and you're in circulation, you're going to get it.
The Delta variant of COVID-19 has the potential to spread through an unvaccinated community like wildfire.
The Delta variant is so aggressive that if you are unvaccinated, it's going to find you.
Delta is finding the unvaccinated.
The Delta variant will find you. If you're not vaccinated, it will find you.
The virus tends to find places that are under-vaccinated.
It does not just move to city centres. It finds the unvaccinated wherever they are.
So you might live in the middle of the desert, but it can still find you.
But if you're unvaccinated, this virus is looking for you.
You know, this virus, this infection will seek out the people who are either unvaccinated or have only had one jab and are not fully protected.
Virus does seem to be finding older people who have not received that third dose.
We'll ultimately find just about everybody.
But these three people, two of them weren't vaccinated, one had just had the first dose. The virus has found them.
The virus has found them. It will find you even if you're in the middle of a desert. It will find you. The virus will find you. It's propaganda. This is just 101 Psyops. We have to be careful because even Fox News does this. So, all right. All right. This is just hilarious. Let's just watch this. Break time. Let's watch this. Let's go, Tim Hawkins, baby.
Their guy, the governor, can take your money with a twinkle in their eye. Take it all away and give it to some other guy. The government. The government can. And who can tax the sunrise? Who can tax the trees? Let you run a business and collect up all the fees. The government. The government can. And the government can, 'cause they mix it up with lies and make it all taste good. The government takes everything we make to pay for all of their solutions, like healthcare, climate change, pollution. Just throw away the Constitution. I wrote that, thank you. And who can give a bailout? Tell us to behave. And make the founding fathers roll over in their grave. I don't care if you hate me, I'm going to sing it anyway. Oh, the government can. And the government can go and mix it up with lies and make it all yummy, 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 yummy. The government takes everything. They're all power hungry and malicious. Their economics are fictitious. Soon we'll have to eat our dishes. Yeah. Delicious. And who can be a failure? In so many ways. And instead of getting fired, hey, we'll give ourselves a raise. California, you know what I'm talking about.
He said that in 2011. Instead of getting fired, we'll give ourselves a raise. California, you know what I'm talking about. Some crazy shits. I'm going to be covering the nonsense in the land of fruits and nuts, baby. It's coming.
And the government can close the mix it up and like make it all take good. And the Uncle Sam can mixes it to life. Get down! Get down!
Man, I had a little bit of hope for Arnold Schwarzenegger to come in and save us all. Didn't happen, unfortunately. All right. We covered this psyop about, or Alex Jones maybe was talking about how it's just like a demonic presence. She could be a beautiful woman. All right. Where's the psyop? Here it is.
Type 3 assessment, which under a type 3 assessment, which began on 12/10/2013.
White supremacists are some of the biggest threats to the country, according to a new report from the Department of Homeland Security.
The threat of violence by white supremacists is very real.
The assault on Black Americans has continued.
Pay attention, folks, because this is a problem that we need to confront. This virus of
Americans has continued.
Look how serious she is here. The assault on Black Americans.
The assault on Black Americans has continued.
Pay attention, folks, because this is a problem that we need to confront. This virus of hate and white supremacy and white nationalism in our country is not done yet.
And it's happening amid this unrelenting wave of white supremacist motivated mass murder.
Most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy. The most lethal terrorist threat in the homeland from white supremacists. The most lethal terrorist threat to the homeland today, white supremacy is terrorism.
We have seen a rise in white supremacy.
The number one threat to this country, domestic terrorism wise, is white supremacy.
Under a Type 3 assessment, which began on
oh my God, we cannot exit our house. We cannot go to Walmart. All these white supremacists and continual mass murder. Rachel, tell us again, Rachel.
Not done yet.
And it's happening amid this unrelenting wave
it's just unrelenting. The mass murder of whites hunting down blacks. Unrelenting wave. Oh my God.
white supremacist motivated mass murder.
Most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy. The most lethal terrorist threat in the homeland from white supremacists. The most lethal terrorist threat to the homeland today, white supremacy is terrorism.
Good God. Wow.
We have seen a rise in white supremacy.
The number one threat to this country, domestic terrorism.
You know what? You know who these people right here were? They were FBI informants. They literally had to stage this unrelenting terror of white supremacist mass murder. There was some videos that came out. Several of them were staged, literally staged. They even did things like some guy found a noose hanging in his garage. A noose. It's the KKK's back, guys. They're everywhere. They're riding their horses in the night in their masks. Oh my God. What are we gonna do?
Terrorism wise is white supremacy.
under a Type 3 assessment, which began on 12.
So perfect examples here of Psyops. That's how this works. So, all right. So now we know their play. Be not unaware. And there's so much momentum. And when I say momentum, it's not Democrat versus Republican, even though right now it really is. But really it's not, because there's a lot of super corrupt Republicans that, by the way, there's some that need to get the hell out of here and vote it out. Anyone that's not voting for Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, or RFK, gotta go. No excuse. I don't care who you are. There's no reason to vote against it. Nonsense. Okay. So there's even some stuff that USAID, and not really though, it's like 98% Democrat, but some of the stuff Doge is uncovering does involve some Republicans. Okay. And so, all right. Yeah. One thing I wanted to point out here also, let's take another time out here on how we need to be careful with how we talk about transgender LGBTQ people and gay people, whatever the hell they want to call themselves. We need to be careful and be cool, because here's the truth. I have found several. I remember several months ago, I listened to something or a couple months ago, it feels like several months ago, probably was only a couple months ago. I saw a debate, an LGBTQ debate of Republicans versus Democrats. And there was some hardcore Trump supporting trans people. And the truth of the matter is, and this is what this person's saying, and this is what we've all known. What the hell? Oh, freaking Twitter, stop sucking. Damn it. Hello? Now I can't even put it in the middle. Unbelievable. Interesting. That's not cool. So the truth here is most trans people, regardless of their political party, don't want to invade sports. For example, it's so weird that ESPN has held that up. They don't want to go infiltrate our schools and have drag queens teaching our students. The point this person was making, they don't want to go in the military and spend billions of dollars training us on how to handle DEI education. They don't want us going out there having DEI education. That is a psyop. Listen, they want to just be a trans person in peace, right? The whole point that this gal or guy was making, and her whole, look at that, her whole Twitter is gays against groomers. Tons of people are this. They know that organizations like USAID has, it's BS. They're literally putting trans people in and putting it on video, and they're fake trans people. They're not real. It's inauthentic. They're not actually fighting for the rights of trans people. And I say this also with Black Lives Matter and the Black. Lyndon Johnson, who was a member of the KKK, he's the one that brought about the Civil Rights Act. Okay. But he literally said, he was racist and literally said, well, if we can't win this fight, I'm going to keep blacks in slavery and get their vote. I'm going to make the blacks vote Democrat, and I'm going to keep them in slavery. So what's going on here is that these people are being used as a pawn to sacrifice for their agenda. It's Psyops 101. It's exactly what's going on in Europe with the Muslim immigration and the censoring of speech. It's all to destabilize the society and maintain power, censoring speech, justifying the censoring of speech of hate. Like, you know, when we watch the NFL and you watch these dumbass commercials that hate is winning. Hate has just gone too far. Well, obviously what they're saying, it's a lefty message. Okay. And the insinuation here is that there's all these, that white supremacy hate is our biggest problem in the world today. Well, F off, NFL. That is a psyop. And so a lot of blacks, a lot of Mexicans, and a lot of Latinos, a lot of just minorities, including trans people and LGBTQ people, are opening their eyes to what's actually going on, and they're pro-Trump. Trump had a very strong LGBTQ movement, and it's because they don't want to be a pawn to be sacrificed. They know this is BS. They know it's disingenuous. Okay? And so they're like, no, can we just be trans people in peace? And guess what? Almost everybody is okay with that. Nobody's saying on the right, hardly any, except extreme radical right wingers. Nobody's saying it should be illegal to become trans when you're an adult. No one's saying that. Of course, that's how they try and spin it. And common sense trans people are against men playing in women's sports. Hello? It's a psyop. It's just common sense. It's just so dumb. I didn't even realize how completely, I thought they were just a few isolated cases of men playing in women's sports. It was becoming an epidemic everywhere. Like, what the hell? Shame on the Olympic Committee for ever letting that happen. All these dumbasses that actually are fighting for, I mean, this isn't political anymore. This is just, have you just lost your mind? It's anti-women's rights. Hello? So enough people, that's another reason to have people's mind to be open. And I love Dan Bongino made the point today. The reason why they're dying on these trees, like people are dying on this hill, when it's like, are you an idiot? Is because there's money to be made. They get donations, right? They think, people are duped into actually thinking this is an empathetic, caring cause. We have to care about these trans people that are just all the hate out there. The hate is winning against the trans people. And so we have to fight for the trans rights, even if it's only 10% of us in the world that actually thinks that trans guys, men, should be competing in women's sports. That's lunacy. It's like, okay. And so it achieves a lot of goals for the globalist takeover. It destabilizes cultures. And so what we see happening all over the world, including in Europe, is that people's eyes are being opened. Like people in Ireland's eyes are being opened to, whoa, our whole entire culture just got completely hijacked. Our government, our culture, and everything just got hijacked because they're white. So anything that, the anti-white thing usually is where they're at in most cases, even though they're not actually anti-white. But the people that are like a sheep being led to the slaughter, or like a moth to the flame, are buying into these psyops, these narratives. Okay. So let's come back to this point that we're making of never in the history of the world that I know of has, this is where I was, the fruit been lower to people are leaving the Democrat Party in droves and they're just waking up. It's not about the Democrat Party. It's here. It's not Democrat and Republican, even though right now that's what it is. The truth of it is, though, is Marxist, globalist, elitist, corruption versus freedom fighters. Those are the two parties. Right now, it's manifesting itself as Democrat and Republican. And a lot of Republicans are corrupt. So the Republican Party is about to get a purge also. And I think in these next couple elections, at least, it's just going to be a huge red wave sweeping. So we need to purge what many call rhinos on the Republican side. They're just corrupt politicians. Republican, Democrat, there's no difference. They're both owned by the same powers that be. So, okay. And so it's not about bringing them over to the Republican side. It's about them opening their eyes to what's going on, that you've been getting lied to and duped. And so all this evidence is just being plastered every 5 seconds. And it's like overwhelming. Our heads are spinning nonstop from the endless amounts of evidence and things coming out. Okay. And so to the tune of trans people are pro-Trump. That's how strong this is, literally. Even though he just wrote a bill, there's male, female, there's two genders, men can't play in women's sports. That's all, though. He's still going to fight for trans rights. Trump will, unequivocally. And any common sense human being would. Any freedom fighter will. They'll fight for your right to speak, to have a voice, to do what you want to do in private. No one's saying we should just outlaw. Not a very, very, very small minority would want to just completely outlaw trans surgeries. If you want to do that when you're an adult, not a freaking child, you dumbasses, that's your business. That's the overwhelmingly majority take. All right. All right. So U.S. taxpayers should know that their government is using their money to fund communist movements against a democratic elected and with 90% approval rating government in El Salvador. It's not working, though, because El Salvador has freedom. As long as the First Amendment is real and alive, and it's so important, you don't have to fear misinformation because you prove with facts, period. If someone comes out and says 2 + 2 does not equal 4, let me prove to you that 2 + 2 actually equals 5. The flux capacitor gigawatt algorithm proves that 2 + 2 actually equals 5. Then you can have someone on the other side say, no, actually just 1, 2 + 3, 4 equals 4. 2 + 2 equals 4. And that's obvious. The truth will prevail. You have to let the debate rage on. And the truth will prevail as long as there's freedom of speech. Period. And that's what's proving out. Thank God for Elon. That's where Elon has saved the world, literally. First Amendment right is the most important thing that's happened to us. Trump would not have won without freedom of speech because of the Psyops. All right. People wouldn't know that tens of millions of people have been killed by the vaccine if it wasn't for scientists being allowed and doctors to prove it. So if there's nobody, it's evil. Nobody should ever make the argument that like that psyops did, like the psyop did, that it puts our democracy in jeopardy because misinformation. That is straight from hell itself. It's evil to say that. That is how tyranny rules, and we've seen it. You just got to open your eyes to see it. It is vital. So, for example, that's exactly what RFK is saying. He's saying, hey, look, you have a cabal of scientists and doctors who dictate what other doctors can and cannot say and prescribe. We're never going to silence science and doctors from speaking about their science and their findings, their research. We're not going to silence their research. Sorry. We're going to let the tens of thousands or several thousand doctors and scientists talk about how vaccines, the science is not final. The science is not final. Sorry. Nope. Anyone who says that, get out. You're out. And we have to train ourselves to pick up on anyone who's trying to censor speech. You let the debate rage on. The very fundamental part of science is that science is tested and continually tested, and you continually let it be tested. And then you have to retest it, and you're always testing it, and you're always reconfirm the science. Let it be tested. Let it be tested. Let it be tested. Endless forever. Sorry. Yep. It might inconvenience you to have to keep reproving your science. Sorry, that's science. And if someone can disprove it and they're wrong, well, you're going to have to prove that they're wrong. And we're not doing any more cabals in the health industry. That's literally the crux of the issue. It goes right back to the First Amendment, period. All right. Straight up.
The crap out of me. Something is really, this is irritating the crap out of me. I don't understand it. Why was America and the Democrats, why were you guys okay with America and the performance America for the past 4 years when Biden was your president? But when you get someone that's in the presidency that's doing something for you, then you have a problem with it, and you make all kinds of news clippings going against a man that's fighting for you. I don't understand that. Please help me understand. When somebody wasn't doing anything for the past 4 years, why was America okay with the performance of the man in power for the past 4 years? But you're not okay with someone that's actually performing. Please help me understand that. Please. Thank you.
People are waking up, baby. Let's go.
This fucking political party, the Democratic Party, have lied to us about everything. They've lied about being the party of the middle class. They've lied about being the party of peace. They've lied about being the party that wants to help poor people. Okay, what the last several weeks have proven to us all is that this is a cadre of criminals and losers and spoiled children of affluent parents who were more concerned about looking good than actually doing good. These are people who were more concerned about looking like they were doing something for the American people than actually doing things for the American people. And that's why I'm so angry. Because this party lied to me while stealing my tax dollars. The Democratic Party lied to us all while they brought in millions of illegal immigrants for their own political purposes for the last 4 years. 20 to 30 million illegal aliens brought in. And now we come to USAID being probably the largest money laundering operation in American history. Congratulations, Dems. You've outdone even Bernie Madoff.
Yep.
I'm disgusted beyond words. Disgusted with the waste of money. Disgusted with the waste, with the fraud. With the way that you people use color legitimacy and the way you use black people as fucking mules to get us to push whatever fucking agenda you wanted to.
He gets it right there. There it is.
The amount of division you used black people to sow upon the American people, you used us for that. And I will never, ever forgive this political party. The shit that I've gone through personally. Y'all were supposed to be the party of free speech, the party of women's rights. You have immolated all of those things. And then, as if enough weren't enough, you then decide that you're going to die on the hill of USAID, a government audit. You're trying to prevent a government audit because some of you really are trying to stay out of prison. We see the game now. Y'all been out here telling us that the game was rigged against certain people. Well, now we found out who the people that were rigging the game were. Congratulations.
Holy hell, this guy gets it.
Y'all are never going to win another political race ever again. Not if I can help it.
Let's go. Eyes open illumination, baby, and it's beautiful. It is beautiful. We've got all kinds of content coming out now of just people who've had their eyes open.
Say, Trump supporters, you do not get to be pissed about.
Why would we be pissed? I'm so confused. Does everyone that has that nose ring just automatically say victim? Like, what is going on?
Out also admitting that you made a huge mistake.
What mistake? Everything Trump's doing, we want it done. This isn't a mistake. This is what we wanted.
I don't want to hear you complain unless it comes with a oh.
So funny, man.
What?
My God, this was me.
Yo, what world do you think these people live in that they think that Republicans are upset about anything? Trump says tariffs. We want tariffs. Trump says,
yeah, these people are so psyops, man. It does literally just blow my mind that I guess she's being authentic. Like, so she's just watching news, living in an echo chamber, and is 100% indoctrinated. Like, we are getting exactly what we wanted beyond our wildest dreams as Republicans. It's so funny. Some people maybe are just dealing with PTSD because for the entire existence of mankind, it's just always corruption and evil. And so we're just so used to it. But literally what's happening is a revolution unlike we've seen maybe ever, but for sure since the Revolutionary War. It's historic what Trump's doing. It's literally like when he got shot and got arrested and, felonies and got indicted and got impeached and got his house raided. It's almost like he's literally just come to Jesus and just doesn't even care about anything in this world except doing what's right. It's just, and he's doing it so well. But then we still have people that literally just don't know what the hell's going on and how phenomenal it is that's going on. And even supporters are leery, like, oh my God, Gaza Strip. I couldn't sleep. I was just in horror. It's been so awesome what Trump's doing, but I've just been in horror. And it's like, look, chill. Just chill. Trump's probably got this. From everything I'm seeing, we have no reason to think anything else. There's literally no reason to be worried about the whole Gaza thing. Zero. You have nothing to worry about at this moment in time. Sleep soundly. What else is he going to say? What else? Like, chill. Look, we've paid trillions of dollars. It's not working. Nothing works. And there's no solution for America. A lot of people just want to leave. America first. Yeah, America first. Okay, so let's just leave. Literally, Israel will get annihilated. It'll be a monster. Then they're going to be going after Europe, and World War III is going to be happening. And then we're sucked into a world war and a nuclear war. Okay. There's that. That's a potential option. Or there's just Trump saying, look, Hamas, he's just like, bitches, step aside. Here's what's happening. Gaza's mine as of now. Come make a deal. And they're just like, oh my God. Oh my God. And any which way that situation works out is almost, it's like 99% chance it works out better than it would have any other scenario. And look, they've already said no boots on the ground and we're not going to fund it either. So you don't have to worry about sending our soldiers over there and they're all going to die. All this nonsense that I literally have heard it 50 times today. I didn't hear almost anything negative except from the InfoWar guys. It was, I heard way more positive than negative, but now I'm starting to hear some negative some Debbie Downers. Look, just look. What Trump is doing is beyond our wildest dreams. Why would he just pivot and do something literally against what he said he would do? He's kind of like has had a stance of wanting to stay out of it. Why would he just all of a sudden insert himself in? Just look, he's already said it. He literally, it's already been said. He's just hoping they work out a deal. Is really, and look, and he's going to have a big stick and say, if they try and pull some baloney. Nope. Hey, do you want to get blown to smithereens? Nope. Okay. All right. And then there'll be peace. I mean, with the way things are going. And with the way things are going, it literally looks like it will not surprise me if the Bidens end up in jail, if the Obamas end up in jail, if the Clintons end up in jail, if even the Bushes end up in jail. And half these politicians that have literally been doing illegal, treasonous, awful, evil shit that's right there. It's just right there for the whole world to see now. We all see it. It's just exposed in real time every single day. Unless, okay, I know I'm still, radars are up. Look, the radars are up. Maybe it's all a lie. Maybe they're literally falsifying all these documents about with Doge, and maybe it's just all debunked. Like my buddy said, the condoms in Gaza was debunked. It's only 50,000. Okay, well, I mean, they said it's actually $158 million of condoms and lube. Okay. But hey, I'm all ears. If Elon's out of line, if Trump's out of line, yeah, we can talk about it, but I'm not seeing it. Rest easy. Take a freaking chill pill. But I think a lot of these content creators are actually trying to stir that shit up. They're trying to stir it up. I don't even trust them. I don't even trust the content creators, but maybe I do trust them at the same time. So it's like, I just don't fully trust them. Right. So, all right. The point is chill, take a deep breath. It's probably going to be okay. We're probably not going to have World War III, which we would have literally, we are right on the brink, literally, of World War III. If Trump hadn't won, we'd probably literally already be in World War III. Like all over the place. It'd be Russia and Iran, and then the EU is like a literal terrorist organization, and it would just be a shit show galore. Like our world was about to just go to hell. Seriously. And that's how miraculous it is what's going on right now. We were done. They literally did. They wanted a North American Union. They were literally going for no borders. They wanted to merge Mexico and Canada with the United States, do away with all three countries, and do the North American Union. That play has been in the playbooks for over 2 decades. And they wanted literally to get rid of the United States dollar and come out with the Amero. Straight up. I mean, that has been the play. They themselves have said it multiple times as another step towards a one world government. They themselves, it's just all right out there for us all to see. It's not a conspiracy. It's literally what they said for decades now. And we were right there. Our border wasn't even a border. You guys. It was insane. It was beyond what we can literally imagine or fathom. How many illegals came in this? It's literally the largest border hostile takeover ever in the history of mankind that we've just dealt with. So what was that? And they wanted that. They literally paid. Another thing came out today. And this is just one sector of whatever they were looking at. $584 million to literally host illegals coming into this country. Tens of millions of dollars, literally flying them here. Just a pure invasion takeover, hostile takeover of our country. And our tax dollars were going to it. And it's all just coming out in real time. The proof. The media was owned. The media was corrupt. It's just obvious. It's just right there. And so people are opening their eyes. And Dems are opening their eyes. Now, there's still a disturbingly high number of people who are duped and are just unbelievably delusional, but and literally just get their information from the news and then go to work, go home, and they're busy and they don't want to this Republican conspiracy crap. And then they turn on the news and they go to work. And they think that they are the ones that aren't duped. I mean, that literally doesn't spend 5 minutes doing research on anything ever. But then they'll get onto Facebook and message away. Okay, well, so it's hard not to get upset about that. But the best way is to speak the truth with kindness and never let your emotions even play a role at all. Zero emotion, like you're a computer, like you're an AI bot just responding with kindness, with facts and clear, direct facts and kindness. And it's low-hanging fruit. All you got to do is just look into it. Look, here's documents. Look at this. Just look at this documentary. It's just evidence of how we've been funding the human sex trafficking sex trade and the human trafficking trade been funding from our dollars. We've been overthrowing governments and all this insanity. And we've been spending millions and billions of dollars on Sesame Street and basket weaving for gays in Africa, and just endless nonsense, and it's never ending, and it just comes out never ending all day. And we funded Black Lives Matter. Our tax dollars did. It's just coming out. $27 million came out today. Oh wait, we funded George Soros, and it's just nonstop all day, every day. And so it's low hanging fruit. People are waking up, baby. Let's go.
Do this. Yeah, they're gonna do this. Trump says anything, we're like, yeah, do that shit. We're not bothered by any of this. We love it. We want more of it.
We want more of it, baby.
What is it about y'all that y'all don't understand? We love America. We don't hate America. Y'all worship countries that you can't even go to and be safe. Let's get at them.
Common sense is winning, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Physical appearance, but I'm telling you right now, I don't like to.
The Dems are waking up, baby.
Come for other women's physical appearance, but I'm telling you right now, something about the quality of MAGA women's hearts makes them age like fucking spoiled milk. Carolyn Leavitt, that new press secretary, she's 27 years old. Good for her for girl bossing it into the White House.
There it is. I smell jealousy. You're jealous that she has a job that you can't even pull even in your dreams. You can't measure up to her intelligence, so you decided to attack her appearance instead. Typical liberal woman. So much for girl or woman empowerment. It's so funny to me because the liberal women that I've seen make such statements don't even look any better. Anyone with common sense know that people age faster than their ages for different reasons. Obviously, you have none. It has nothing to do with people's political affiliation. I'm a MAGA woman. I look way younger than you with and without makeup. No work done, and I am older than you. But with your logic, you're lonely, miserable, you don't have a good heart or soul, and just bitter.
We got a little female drama, but it's spot on. It's like, look at all this. Look at all this. It's just nonstop, man.
Isn't it crazy that we can sit and watch the news, and when the press secretary is asked a question, something weird happens. She answers the fucking question.
It's amazing. We have a press secretary, like, oh my God, that actually answers questions.
Not only do she answer the question, she make it make sense. This is in dark contrast to the previous press secretary, whose name I shall not mention, who made it her business to let us know her sexual orientation and her race. But come on, you guys answer to the American people. Answer my fucking question. And I love the fact that you have tons of different media outlets who have access and can pose real interesting questions, things that can challenge the narrative of the previous administration. Before, they were blocked, their questions wasn't answered. Caroline, you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. And
Preach.
Continue fighting the good fight for the American people. We deserve that much. We suffered so long under the last 4 years.
Look
And
at
now,
this.
we're just now starting to see sunshine.
Look at this. Like,
Sorry, I'm being dramatic.
isn't common sense? It's like common sense, man. Holy smokes. Is amazing.
I want to see Saudi Arabians. If I want to China, I want England to be a nation of Caucasian heritage people. Just like if I go to Saudi Arabia, I want to see Saudi Arabians. If I went to China, I see China. England's not in 10, 20 years time, is not going to be Anglo-Saxon Caucasian.
That's right. And like, if I go to Ireland, has one of the coolest cultures in the world. There's hardly any redheads left in the world, and it's only like a couple. We're only like a couple generations away until we just like will have no redheads left in the world. And blondes are also, we're almost never going to have true blue blondes anymore ever. And they want that. It's like, no. And if I go to Ireland, it's okay to see white people and to see their culture. But they've hijacked our minds and they've hijacked the cultures and literally just they're just destroying the world straight up. And so isn't common sense just amazing? And so people, do we need to keep, do blacks appreciate being pandered to by your liberal bullshit? No, they don't. They want to be treated like a normal person and not pandered to. Hello? Because they're not dumber than you because they're black. It's the leftists that are racist as hell, and they project that onto themselves and anyone who's white, and then indoctrinate our country about this nonsense. They want literally what Martin Luther King said, that we're not judged literally by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character, period. How do we let this nonsense hijack us? It's insane.
Heritage anymore. Because people look like me, and that's not going to be a good thing.
Why isn't it a good thing?
Because they're going to be bringing in an inferior culture.
What would you do to stop the small boats?
I'd militarize it. I'd tell the military nobody lands on the beach. Get the military to stop it, and I'm sure they could.
How do you think they go about stopping it,
though? No boat lands on the beach. No boats would land on the.
Does that mean sinking them?
Whatever's necessary.
Even if there's like kids, women on the small boats, they should still be sunk.
See, they throw out these red herrings. No, you just don't let them land on the beach. They got to turn around. Sorry. That's all he's saying. You don't have to give your what ifs. That's what they do. It's like red herring arguments. Nope. I didn't say we're going to blow the ship up. Hello. Nope. We just got to turn them away. Sorry. It's how it is. That's what the guy's saying. The guy's saying, let cultures be themselves. We're not trying to change cultures. It's evil. It's evil.
No boats would land on the beach.
Fishy foods, baby. Let's go.
I want England to be.
Let's go. Start over. 2x speed, baby. It's a banger. Okay. All right. Look at this. Democrats are switching side every day. People of all backgrounds are walking away. The walking away movement. Didn't like Dave Rubin start that?
People support the guy. As someone who used to despise Trump, as a former Democrat and a gay person, I used to think Trump was like one of the worst people on earth, if not the worst person on earth. But I can assure you that it's in your best interest, if you still hate the guy, to consider that maybe you've been misled. Maybe there's a reason why so many Black, Latino, Asian, gay people support the guy. Why so many former Democrats like Tulsi Gabbard and RFK have moved over to the Trump camp. Maybe he's not this racist, homophobic, right-wing extremist. Maybe he's actually a pretty moderate guy with a unifying common sense set of beliefs.
Yeah, he's literally a moderate. He is not an extreme right-wingist. That's a psyop. He was a Democrat. He's moderate, people. It's just common sense.
It feels like a lot of people don't actually want the country to unite because it would involve admitting that they were wrong about Trump.
Yep.
But I can assure you, as a former Democrat, that admitting you were wrong is not going to be this terrible process, because
it's actually freeing. Like my sister's exactly this way. She just is too proud to admit how god awful wrong. Like, I mean, cataclysmically wrong, epically wrong about Trump. Everybody has been so unbelievably wrong. They just, even people like Ben Shapiro just can't let it go. He just can't. He has to like hold out his pride a little bit and just not own it. Dude, you were wrong, and you were wrong and took it so far that you bullshitted. You were just lying at times. I love you still, Ben Shapiro, a lot. I watch you, love you, appreciate you. You're 10 times smarter than me, but you were lying about Trump, and you knew it. And you just, until you just realized you were wrong, and then you did own it to an extent, but you just have to. You can't help yourself. You just have to say shit like, he's just an egocentric. He's just going to say what his ego tells him to say, and he's just going to, like, fly off the handle. And no, actually, he probably won't. Honestly, like, hello? Have you been watching, Ben? Like, it's just like people will not admit. It's like they hang on to their pride. You have to be broken. And I've had to learn this too many damn times. But if I put my name behind something and I believe in something and then I'm wrong, it's devastation to the core. And that's happened about 50 times in my life. And I've had to go through all these paradigm shifting changes in my life so many times that I'm like a different person at least 10 times over. Okay. And it's like, and every time it's such a blow to the point to where I was like done. My spirit and my soul was dead. But it's like you have to stay honest and true and be broken. It's part of life. You have to be broken. People, humble yourself and realize what you are. You're nothing but dust. You might be 10 times smarter than me, but you're still dust. And what the hell do you know anyways? You don't. You're wrong. Humble yourself. Shut the hell up. Learn when to shut the mouth and admit you're wrong and be humble. Hello? Even if it's something that, like, you would give your life for, you would die for, and then you realize you're wrong. Like I was duped or whatever. And it's devastating. It's what you've lived your life for, whatever it is. And then you realize you're wrong and you have to own it. Like, this is largely missing in our world today. A message of brokenness. You have to be broken. You have to go through the fire and realize that you're nothing. It's part of life. And then you become seasoned. And you learn gentleness and humbleness and grace. And you learn how to temperate yourself and not be overconfident. And you learn to listen better. You learn, these are like basic things that a lot of people, it's like, oh my gosh, they just haven't been raised with that character. It's like a character flaw. If you're wrong, own it. It's freeing. I've been wrong about like egregiously, horrifically wrong to the point of like death on lots of things in my life. And I don't even know which way is up and down sometimes. Like, part of life. This is so good, so spot on.
As the MAGA movement, many former Democrats like Tulsi Gabbard and RFK have moved over to the Trump camp. Maybe he's not this racist, homophobic, right-wing extremist. Maybe he's actually a pretty moderate guy with a unifying, common sense set of beliefs. It feels like a lot of people don't actually want the country to unite because it would involve admitting that they were wrong about Trump. But I can assure you, as a former Democrat, that admitting you were wrong is not going to be this terrible process because the MAGA movement, believe it or not, is very accepting. It's very friendly. They will welcome you with open arms. It's in your best interest to at least consider, because we'll be celebrating. You're welcome to join us, or you're welcome to continue being in a state of negative, existential, crisis-level delusion.
Well said. Walk away, baby. And hey, guys, it's working. It's working. Look at all these people just waking up to common sense, especially, by the way, Mexicans and immigrants who came here legally and are here legally. They're not doing this bullshit nonsense, waving Mexican flags and rioting. And nope, it makes zero sense. They're like, no, we actually came here legally. And we don't want people to just be trafficked in here illegally through the cartels and all the nonsense. Hello?
If you love that country so much, imagine if I went to Africa and I wanted to live there, right? And all of a sudden, Africa wanted to deport me back to my homeland, the United States of America. And imagine if I went and I protested against Africa and I was lifting a United States of America flag in protest, saying I wanted to stay in Africa, but waving this flag from another country. How crazy would that look?
See, look, you guys, people are waking up. It's just common sense. Right now, Trump and the Democratic Party are the party of common sense. The left are the party of people who are indoctrinated with literal misinformation. It's pure indoctrination. They don't know what's going on. They don't pay attention. They just literally are indoctrinated because they watch the news and are in echo chambers. Like, because anybody that is honest with themselves and will just take a look outside of their echo chamber and outside of the news, they'll be like, man, yeah, Trump's doing awesome. Elon's amazing. They're not just trying to use their power to get rich. And there's really no founding to it. There's literally no arguments that the left is putting out that makes any sense at all whatsoever. And if there is, I'm all ears. If there's problems that are concerning, if Elon Musk gets caught in some scandal, I'm all ears. If you're debunking what they're doing and the Doge, and they're putting this conspiracy that they're putting out falsified information and they're accessing our social security numbers. And well, wait, somebody was already accessing our social security numbers that we didn't elect. We don't know who they are, and spending all our money literally is the fourth branch of government that we didn't elect, and we don't know who they are. And they're doing all this stuff outside of everybody's knowing of it. So no, it's literally what you're doing, lefty lunatic. And you want to defend that? You want to defend Sesame Street and, Iraq, and you want to defend us spending $15 million on, shrimp running on a treadmill? Real talk. That's real. You want to defend all this nonsense? You want to defend billions of dollars for illegals and neglecting our own people? It's just common sense. That's what it's never been easier. That the fruit has never been lower to just let's talk common sense. Okay, maybe you don't like Trump. He can be a douche. All right. But just look at what he does. Look at what he does. Don't look at what they say. Don't look at what a politician says. Look at what a politician does. You're just, all the accusations and nonsense is just that nonsense. All you got to do is just look into it. I had somebody dead serious. He was dead serious that Elon Musk is a Nazi. Oh my God. He did the Nazi sign. Like, you really? I was just like, you really believe that? Really? And he was like, yeah, and sent me the picture of it. Just get a load of this. Like I hadn't seen it 18,000 times already. Like I was watching it live, dude. And then I watched literally every single influencer in the world talked about it. Yeah, I did see that. He thought it would be something that I hadn't seen yet. Literally every single influencer on earth talked about it for days. I mean, that's just how out of touch people are. And he called me an idiot and a dumbass and da-da-da-da-da. And I sent him, the Obama, all the pictures of the left, tons of people doing that. It doesn't, I'm just, and then it finally is like, okay, I'm not getting anywhere with this guy. You're right. Be afraid. The Nazis coming after you. And the picture of him doing that and then fire with USAID, like he's going to burn it to the ground. Anyways.
How crazy would that be? That's exactly what's happening with people that are protesting right now in the United States. They're lifting up flags from different countries in protest of being deported back to those countries. Think about that. How wild is that? If you love that country so much, why don't you go back over there? But let's be really honest. Instead of you sitting there lifting up that flag from another country, why don't you lift up the flag from the United States of America and say, hey, I want to stay here. I love this country. I appreciate this country. It's a blessing to live here. I don't want to go back to any other country. And you wonder why patriots and United States citizens like myself are fed up seeing this stuff, because you're ungrateful. You don't appreciate the blessing it is to live in the United States of America. If you did, you wouldn't lift a flag of a foreign country that didn't do nothing for you.
Let's go. I mean, it's like,
imagine if I went to Africa.
It's literally like grace raining down from heaven to hear people with common sense again. To see, it's literally like a salvation. You're just literally waking up from the dead. Is what this is. It's just, and it's endless. I could go on for 50 hours straight with these videos.
To hate him. The way at this point, I am convinced if Donald Trump gave every American household $1 million, you guys will find a reason to hate him. The way the left-wing media and the propaganda and the way that they have brainwashed everyday American citizen, needs to be studied at this point. The lies that are being told day after day, ever since this man has taken office, is just so ridiculous. And the information can be researched and can be debunked in literally seconds. The latest lie that he cut individual Medicaid and Social Security, food stamps, and Section 8 for people is simply not true. But yet you guys still run with it and speak on it and make videos and think pieces, all because you have been trained and brainwashed to hate this man. That is some sick stuff. These leaders, this left-wing media, this propaganda, they really, really know that you guys are bots, NPCs, non-playable characters. You don't have the capacity to think for yourselves. What Trump law he does need to end is the No Child Left Behind law, because this is the effect of just passing kids along through the school system, and they don't even know how to think or have any of the minuteness critical thinking skills.
That's the Marxist agenda, by the way. They don't want to teach children to have critical thinking skills and think for themselves. They want to indoctrinate you. That is the Communist Manifesto. Straight up.
I am embarrassed and ashamed for you guys. The entire time these leaders got y'all intoxicated. I can't even call them leaders. They're not my leaders, but they're your leaders. They have you intoxicated on racism and lies. And the whole time you are the patsy. You are the person that's being played. And the saddest part about it, you don't even know it. Shame on y'all.
Let's go. Yep. I mean, we showed this one the other day. I think we showed that one. This is pretty good. This one's good. Yeah, let's just play it.
As a girl, the fact that this man just signed into law the Laken Riley Act is yet another reason why my ass voted for him. As a girl dad, I already worry about the shit that could possibly happen to my girls, whether they love me, hate me, not talking to me, up under me, whatever the case may be. I always have to have that worry. No parent should have to go through what her parents went through. And as stated, now this act is going to require the detention of unauthorized immigrants accused of theft and violent crimes, i.e. unaliving. Had this act been law of the land, he never would have had the opportunity to kill him in the first place.
Yep. People are waking up, man. See what it takes. For him, it was just the Lincoln Riley Act. For her, like all these people, it's like they're just waking up on different things. The fruit is so low. People are waking up. Now is the time. The harvest is ripe, as Jesus said. The harvest is ripe. Now is the time. All you got to do is get on Facebook and just hey, and this is an honest question. Can my Democrat friends out here tell me something that Trump's doing wrong that you didn't hear from the news about? Or just ask a question, or just don't you guys think we should know where our tax dollars are going? Because they're being indoctrinated that it's a government overthrow, which there's no evidence to that. So then if they say, I don't like Musk because he's overthrown the government. Oh, well, where did you hear that? What has Elon Musk done to indicate that he's attempting a coup here? I haven't. Is there anything concrete you got there? I mean, there's no answer. It's pure indoctrination. But maybe they've got something. Maybe we're the ones that are blind and brainwashed and delusional. Okay, let's hear it. What you got? This is the First Amendment. That's what it does. It doesn't have to be hostile. Even if they're being hostile, you can't even let it process in your brain to connect to your emotions. You can't let it even... You just expect it. Expect lefties losing it. Lefty lunatics losing it. I mean, you know what? Honestly, right now, I'm just kind of preaching to myself because I just can't deal with it. It's like I cannot deal with these dumbasses. but I've come a long ways. It's like I've been resurrected. I almost expect it. It almost just makes me sad. Now, if Trump wasn't just blowing my mind and doing better than beyond what my wildest dreams could have ever hoped for, then, maybe I wouldn't want to engage. But right now, he is like the road runner, and the left-wing media is like Wile E. Coyote, and who's just destroying himself trying to catch the road runner. And it's not even close. It's a joke. It's literally a joke. They've literally got nothing. All they can do is peddle conspiracies. It's a conspiracy that this is a hostile takeover. We already had a hostile takeover, right? Did you elect the U.S. aid employees? Is this what you voted for, to have your money going all this everywhere instead of helping the American people? Is that what you want? I mean, it's just it's literally this easy just to have a common sense conversation with people out there on Facebook. It doesn't have to even be confrontational. You can just be like, do people actually watch the news anymore? Question mark. And people like, or you can say it. I posted something on Facebook that said, it blows my mind that people still actually believe what the news and politicians say. And then it just started a fury. Or, I mean, I'll post this documentary of all the human sex trafficking, and it's just fact. USAID, our tax dollars paid it. Sparks, maybe it'll spark conversation. Or you can post, like, look at all this waste our government is spending. It's unbelievable. That's not confrontational. And then literally people are telling me that they're conspiracy. It's a conspiracy theory. Well, they're pretty, they have to really have their head pretty deep in the sand at this point, especially to think it's a conspiracy theory. Like, everybody on earth is talking about it, literally, including Joe Rogan, just everybody. All right, let's look at some more Dems switching sides.
Okay. Hey, y'all. I don't care what they say. I didn't like the man, and now I love the man. Okay? Okay? I didn't like his ass, but I motherfucking love him now. Go Trump. Go Trump. Go Trump. Never thought I'd be saying that, but go motherfucking Trump. Do your thing, boy.
Look, it's like salvation. It's like a salvation, baby. They're coming to Jesus. All right. What do we got here?
Being a Democrat or anything wrong with being, I don't know why that would be like a mean question or anything like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a Democrat or anything wrong with being a Republican. I think it just depends on, what feels right to you and what you stand for. I mean, that tells a lot about a person too. I don't think that just Republicans are right all the time. And I don't think Democrats are wrong all the time either, or right. But what I do believe in is common sense. So based on, who I'm given an opportunity to vote for, I'm going to vote with my common sense and what seems, to be the most logical possibility and outcome that I can possibly imagine. I'm 51 years old, and I voted. My very first vote was for Bill Clinton, and then I even voted for Obama twice. Twice I voted for that man. Nightmare. And the only reason that I ever voted for Trump in the first place is because he is the reason that I started paying attention. My husband and I, because it was such a circus, we were like, let's watch the Republican debate and see what kind of a shit show that's going to turn out to be. And we watched it and we're like, some of the things they're saying, they're not all just like Bible thumpers, just, beating down your throats, which is what I had always thought based on just only watching like CNN only.
Yep. See how easy it is right now for people to wake up?
Or MSN or something like that, because politics were not ever like a really huge concern. I was never super involved. I'm still not super involved in politics. I just pay attention now, and I want to be informed, and I want to know what's going on in the world in a different way. But we watched the Republican debates. Before that, we'd only ever watched the Democrat debates and the presidential debates. That's it. And by the time the presidential debates came on, anytime there was a Republican, we're like, oh, they're such a moron. They're so stupid. Like all that stuff, right? Like that's so horrible, isn't it? Like I didn't even give anyone the chance or really like research them or look. I was brought up in a conservative, in a liberal household, and so that's what we did. We voted, kind of like being, again, just like whatever you raised in religious wise, whatever your general beliefs are, like it's what you're brought up with. So no, I'm not a Democrat. And also I'm not a Republican. I vote for what makes sense and what feels right and what I think is going to be the best for my family and for maybe my business and for the rest of our world. And I think that Trump in this situation, he's the best.
It's like, common sense. And if
I don't know why that would be like a mean question.
If you have an argument to the contrary, I'm all ears. Maybe I'm wrong, right? All right. Here's a Chicago resident. We got common sense coming back, baby. It's just salvation.
Tired. I'm tired of. Final thoughts are, Tom Homan, you are welcome. I voted for President Trump. And let me tell you something. I was one of those lifelong Democrats. I started voting at 18, voted in every election, voted Democrat in every election, except this last one, because I'm just tired. I'm tired of the same old thing happening from the Democratic Party. I'm so glad that President Trump is now delivering on some of his promises. I heard Stephen Smith ask this earlier on Bill Maher's show. What has the Democrats delivered for us lately? Final thoughts are, Tom
let's
Homan,
go.
you are welcome.
Let's go. Wow. I literally have 50 million more videos. What is going on? Anyways, okay. I'm tired anyways. You know what we got to end the show with? Here's what we got to do. Here's what we're going to do, baby. Here we go. Let's go. All right. All right. The government can. Here we go. We've already played this, but let's play the real one. Here we go.
Woo! Hey everybody, gather around. I'm here to give you anything you like. You want free college, energy, mortgages, whatever you like. You have come to the right.
Here we go.
Hey everybody, gather around. I'm here to give you anything you like. You want free college, energy, mortgages, whatever you like. You have come to the right place. Why? I'll tell you why. Who can take your money?
Who can take your money?
With a twinkle in their eye.
A twinkle in their eye.
Take it all away and give it to some other guy. The government.
The government.
The government can.
The government can.
And who can tax the sunrise?
Who can tax the sunrise?
Who can tax the trees?
Who can tax the trees?
Let you run a business and collect up all the fees. The government.
The government.
Oh, the government can.
The government can.
And the government can, cause they mix it up, realize and make it all taste good.
Make it all taste good.
The government takes everything we make to pay for all of their solutions. Healthcare, climate change, pollution. Throw away the Constitution. And who can give a bailout?
Who can give a bailout?
Tell us to behave.
Tell us to behave.
And make the founding fathers roll over in their grave. The government.
The government.
Oh, the government can.
The government can.
And the government can, cause they mix it up, well, as I make it all taste good.
Make it all taste good.
The government mixes it all up with lies and makes it all taste good, baby.
The government takes everything we make. They're power hungry and malicious. Their economics are fictitious. Soon we'll have to eat our dishes. Delicious. Oh, who can be a failure? Who can be a failure? In so many ways. In so many ways. And instead of getting fired, hey, we'll give ourselves a raise. The government.
It's so true. Instead of getting fired, we'll give ourselves a raise. How about that?
Oh, the government can. The government can. And the government can, cause they make it up well, and make it all taste good. Make it all taste good. And your Uncle Sam can, cause he mixes it well, as it makes it all taste good. Makes it all taste good. And it feels so good, cause the government says I should.
It feels so good because the government says I should. I mean, epic as it gets. This was in 2011, people. Woo! I mean, I kind of just want to. I kind of just want it again. I want it again. Again. More.
Hey everybody, gather round. I'm here to give you anything you like. You want free college, energy, mortgages, whatever you like. You have come to the right place. Why? I'll tell you why. Who can take your money? Who can take your money? With a twinkle in their eye. A twinkle in their eye. Take it all away and give it to some other guy. The government. The government. The government can. The government can. And who can tax the sunrise? Who can tax the sunrise? Who can tax the trees? Who can tax the trees? Let you run a business and collect up all the fees. The government. The government. Oh, the government can. The government can. And the government can, cause they mix it up with lies and make it all taste good. Make it all taste good. The government takes everything we make to pay for all of their solutions. Healthcare, climate change, pollution. Throw away the Constitution. And who can give a bailout? Who can give a bailout? Tell us to behave. Tell us to behave. And make the founding fathers roll over in their grave. The government. The government. Oh, the government can. The government can. And the government can, cause they mix it up well as they make it all taste good. Make it all taste good. The government takes everything we make. They're power hungry and malicious. Their economics are fictitious. Soon we'll have to eat our dishes. Delicious. Oh, who can be a failure? Who can be a failure? In so many ways. In so many ways. And instead of getting fired, hey, we'll give ourselves a raise. The government. The government. Oh, the government can. The government can. And the government can, cause they make it up well and make it all taste good. Make it all taste good. And your Uncle Sam can, cause he mixes it well as it makes it all taste good. Makes it all taste good. And it feels so good, cause the government says I should.